Welcome to another ground hopping video. Today's starting point is here at Wick Academy. I've set myself the challenge to bike around every Highland League club. If everything goes according to plan, it should take about 6 days on the bike. Wick were formed in 1893 but didn't get into the Highland League until 1994 when Ross County and the two Inverness teams merged to form Caley Thistle, who were admitted to the League Two in the same year. They have never won the Highland League but came close to it in the 2012-2013 season, finishing third and 4 points behind Brora Rangers, who won the league that year. You have to respect the commitment to the players and staff considering the distance they have to travel for every away game. Their closest rivals in the league are Brora Rangers, 46 miles south, which is where I'm heading to next. 4.5 hours after leaving Wick, I finally arrived in Brora. The gates to Dudgeon Park were closed, so I had to make do with sticking the camera over the wall for a view. But after talking to a few guys who were marking out the pitch next to the ground, one of them let me in for a better look. Pretty much the same setup as Wick, a small main stand with a covered terrace across from it, and at the time of filming the pitch was looking in great condition. Brora were formed in 1879 and gained access to the Highland League in 1962. With their first league title coming in the 2013-14 season, they made it 2 in a row the following season, with 2 more titles in 2020 and 2021. Next stop is Dingwall, where I thought I might as well pop in past Ross County. 5 hours after leaving Brora and following the A9, which was probably not the best idea due to heavy traffic and the torrential rain from Tane onwards. Prior to that, they were Highland League champions in the 1990-91 and 1991-92 seasons, with their only other league title back in the 65-66. One thing I find fascinating about Ross County is that their stadium could hold the whole town and still have over 1,000 seats for away fans. I can't think of any other top tier club that can do this. I was planning stopping at Inverness on day 1 but decided to pitch up at the campsite next to Victoria Park due to the weather. Day 2, the rain had finally stopped but was offering to come on during the bike to Inverness. First stop was at Caledonian Stadium, which you get a pretty good view from the side of the road when you cross the bridge. Around at the stadium it was closed, so I had to stick the camera over the fence for a better view. Like Ross County, Caley Thistle were admitted to the Scottish Football League in 1994, but were a new team formed by the amalgamation of 2 former Highland League clubs, Inverness Thistle and Caledonian. Prior to the merger, Inverness Thistle had won the league 8 times, with Caley having won a record 18 titles, which was equalled by Clach in 2004, which is where I'm heading to next. Grant Street Park, Inverness, home of Inverness Clachnacuddin. Clach ground was also closed when I got here, and since it is enclosed mostly by houses, it was hard to get any footage, so I was back to poking the camera over a wall and hoping for the best. Formed in 1885, Clach are currently the most successful team in the league with 18 titles. As mentioned earlier, Caley also have won 18 titles, but they are no longer in the league. All but 2 of the titles were won prior to 1950, with the other 2 coming in 1974 and 2004 seasons. Clach are one of the 8 founding members of the league and only one of the 2 left who still play in it. I will reveal the other one when I get there. 2.5 hours after leaving Inverness, I made it to Nairn. County ground was another one that was closed, so the only footage I got was over the wall again, but you're never sure how it's going to look. A bit like some of the others, it looks like a small main stand with seats with a covered area across from it. Nairn County play at Station Park and were founded in 1914 and have played in the Highland League since 1919, with their one and only league title coming in the 1975-76 season. About an hour and a half after leaving Nairn, I arrived here at Mossop Park, home of Forest Mechanics, the second of the 2 founding league members who still play in the league. Although they are a founding member, it took Forest until 1985 to win their first title, with their only other title coming in 2011. A long uphill slog out of Forest and 3 hours to get to Strathspey and Seafield Park. As you can see, it's been raining pretty heavy, as it has been for the last few hours. Strathspey have only been in the league since 2009, so no titles yet, and they finished bottom of the pile last year. Day 3 weather was looking much better for now, and only a few miles to get to Rothes for the first ground of the day. Gates were open, but there were some workmen who looked like they were concreting a section of the ground, so I didn't want to disturb them. Thankfully, the surrounding walls weren't that high, so I managed to get the video in from the outside of the ground. Rothes were founded in 1907 and obtained a place in the Highland League in 1938. One-time winners in 1958, 59. They play in tangerine shirts, colours they inherited from Dundee United after buying the floodlights from Tannadice. On the way to Lossiemouth, I stopped in Buckie Briggs to have a nosy around Elgin City's ground, another ex-Highland League team who were granted SPL status in 2000. They finished second bottom of League 2 last year, so if they get any worse they might end up back in the HIghland League soon, and they will have a chance to add to their 14 titles they already have. Lossiemouth were only formed in 1945, so probably one of the youngest clubs in the league, and have yet to pick up the title, but they have won the League Cup a few times. Stop for the days here at Victoria Park, home of Buckie Thistle. They were founded in 1889, but they didn't join the HIghland League until 1909. Buckie have won the league 11 times, making them the fourth most successful team behind Clachnacuddin and Elgin in total championships won. They've finished second in the last 2 years behind Brechin City this year and Fraserburgh the year before. Caley Park, home of Keith, who were founded in 1910 and entered the league in 1924. The record crowd here was just under 6,000 against Celtic in the 1928 Scottish Cup, getting beat 6-1, which was Celtic's first competitive match north of Aberdeen. 7-time winners and 7-time runners-up, Keith last won the title in 2006-07. Former Scotland captain Colin Henry was also born here. To avoid the busy A96, Google took me through the Balloch forest, and this was their idea of a bike path, so I had to turn around and navigate some other way out of the forest. Still not my idea of a bike path, but hopefully this gate down here will take me to the road that leads to Huntly. Finally made it to Christie Park, Huntly, after a quick stop at the campsite to pitch the tent. Formed in 1928, Huntly joined the league in the same year and won it in their second season. It was another 64 years before they won their next title. The club then won the HIghland League in a record 5 successive seasons between 1993 and 98, with their 7th and last title being in the 2004-05 season. First open day for was Turriff United, arrived as they were tidying up after the Aberdeen game that was on the night before. Turriff were admitted to the league at the same time as Strathspey in 2009. They are yet to win the league, but they were runners-up in 2015. Only having been in the league a little over 10 years, you can see that their ground and facilities are probably one of the best I've seen so far. Princess Royal Park in Banff, home to Deveronvale. Vale were formed in 1938 when Deveronvale and Banff Rovers joined. They have won the league twice, first in 2003 and more recently in 2005. The Belsley was locked up like Fort Knox when I got here, home to Fraserburgh, who were founded in 1910 and first played in the league when they were admitted in 1921. The club's colours, consisting of black and white stripes, were acquired from a local fish merchant who had links with Newcastle United. 4 times winners of the league, most recently in 2021-22. First open day 5 is Formartine United, formed in 1948 and one of the more recent additions to the league when they were admitted in 2009. They've never been champions but have been runners-up 3 times, and they currently hold the record for most goals scored in one season, 137 in the 2015-16 season. We are now at Harlow Park, home of Inveruri Locos, who were founded in 1903. They were admitted into the league in 2001. They haven't won the league yet but have been runners-up on 4 occasions, with a few wins of the HIghland League Cup and Aberdeenshire Shield. Spain Park, home of Banks of D. I've been here before when I biked around all the Aberdeen clubs in the Scottish football pyramid. I will leave a link to that video at the end should you want to go and have a look at it. Banks of D are the newest club in the HIghland League after being the first team to be promoted into the HIghland League with the new setup. They finished 10th in their first season after getting a 24-point deduction fielding an eligible player for 8 matches. Without this penalty they would have finished 6th. I finally made it to Glebe Park, home of Brechin City. Brechin are another new team to the HIghland League and were the first team to be relegated into it from Scottish League 2. After back-to-back relegations and being bottom of League 2 when the coronavirus appeared, they then lost the playoff to Celtic Hearts. They finished 3rd in their first HIghland League season behind Buckie Thistle and Campions Fraserburgh. They won the league this year by beating Buckie Thistle and leapfrogging them to take the title in the last game of the season, and they narrowly missed out on promotion back to League 2 against Spartans. So that's all of the 18 HIghland League grounds visited, plus a few others. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything and it motivates me to continue making more videos. I'm off to plan the next challenge, or if you have any ideas for one, leave it in the comment section. See you next time.